Hello. By way of introduction, my name is Gareth Goldthorpe, and I recently won the PEFC International Photography Competition with this image. So we are now near a village in France called Saint-Hilaire in the Rhône-Alpes region. Funnily enough, just up the way there is a PEFC endorsed forest. Sorry to interrupt, but I thought you might like to see evidence of what I was just telling you about. Proudly sitting the PEFC logo. That was it. Back to you. Well, I've been very lucky in that growing up as a kid we always lived near a forest or a woodland, and so I spent a lot of my childhood running around the woods, running around the forests, exploring and having fun. And I think that's primarily what forests mean to me. They're complex habitats, and I like the complexity. I like the fact that every time you walk through a woodland, through a forest, everything's a little bit different. There's always something new to discover. The main feeling I get professionally is that they are a much sought after resource. So they're a resource obviously for the wildlife that live in the forest, but it's also obviously an important resource for communities. So as I said, there's a village not far from here called Saint-Hilaire. A lot of the homes there rely on fuel wood for burning in the cold winters. A lot of the houses are built from local timber. So as such, they can be a source of conflict between communities, but also between communities and wildlife. I've worked in many developing countries where the economies, both national and local, are just flourishing, let's say. And obviously there's a temptation with governments of developing countries to extract resources quickly and fast and make as much money in a short time as possible, which is kind of what we did here in the West. Organisations like PEFC, particularly in developing countries, very important to make sure that the extraction of natural resources, be it timber or non-timber products, that they are harvested in a sustainable way. The photograph is called The Morning Star for reasons that I hope are obvious. And the reason why the photograph works, it's back to this idea of the complexity of the forest, this sort of three-dimensional structure. It wasn't for the architecture of the forest, with these very rank and file, straight, almost branchless trees interacting with the fresh snow on the ground and the sun coming behind. It's that nature, complex nature of the forest that makes the photograph what it is. And also, of course, just really remains for me to say thank you to PEFC for choosing my photograph. Keep up the good work in the forests around the world, and thanks. Bye bye.